goal here is to be intentional. It's to begin to build a conscience of intentionality. Because here's what I know. Henry David Thoreau talked about living deliberately. But to live deliberately, we must first live intentionally. We have to live intentionally. To live deliberately, that word deliberate means on purpose. You have been designed with a God-given purpose. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. You have been designed with a God-given purpose. Are you being intentional to live on that purpose? Because it's going to take intentionality. It's going to take intentionality with our mindsets, with our habits, with our conversations, with our relationships, with our goals, with our calendars, and even what we're seeing today with what we purchase. Because what we've just talked about is the things that we purchase, they affect more than just our bank account. It affects our time. And so I want to give you some qualifiers. When you're in a season to purchase something, now I want to give you some qualifiers to help you slow down and even making these and live a life of unhurry. The first thing, if you're taking notes, write this down. The first thing you can think about is before you buy something, ask yourself, what's the true cost of this item? Think about the motorcycle. Can you actually afford it? Again, we're not talking just money-wise. I'm talking time-wise, effort-wise, attention-wise. Is there a better place to invest any of those? Ask yourself this, will this help me speed up or slow down? And I'm not talking about the highway. Will this help me speed up or slow down in my life? Number 2, never impulse buy. Y'all, we got to do away with the phrase, I have to have. And let me just say, devil tried to get me this week on this one, all right? I got a confession to make. So I'll give you a little insight on my sermon station writing. I've got my Bible here, I've got my computer here, and then I have my iPad over here, and I've usually got Bible Hub pulled up, which shows you different translations of one verse. It's what I do some research on. Anyway, so as I get to this point, I'm not kidding you at all. It is right here at this point. I've been wanting an Apple Watch for a while. I'm a little late to the game, right? And they just came out with this new Series 7. It's the best one ever, all this kind of stuff. So I thought, ooh, how great. I'm literally writing this message, and I've got alerts popping up. Amazon Prime Day. Apple Watch Series 7, the lowest price it'll ever be. Y'all, let me just say, I could not live with myself if I purchased that while writing this message. These wrists are bare. Come on. Thank you, conviction. But never impulse buy, right? We need to allow ourselves to think about purchases. And here's a good rule of thumb, all right? You ready for this? The larger the ticket price, the larger the item, the longer you wait. The larger the item, the longer you wait. We've got to let our rational minds catch up to our emotional minds. So the good rule of thumb, the larger the item, the longer you wait. And here's the thing, talk about it with your spouse. Pray about it. And y'all, listen to your spouse when you talk about it. A new house, a new car, pray about it. And I want you to remember this, God is not against stuff. God's not against things. He's not against nice things as long as those things are not coming before him. God created the world. He created everything in it. It's a beautiful world. It's a world for us to enjoy. But here's the thing. If we're not praying about the purchases that we make, we're leaving a whole lot on the table, and we're missing out. Because here's what I know, and I hope that you get this in your spirit. If a purchase doesn't have his blessing on it, do we even really want it? I don't know about y'all, but I don't. So we got to pray about stuff. Allow time to actually pray and get God's wisdom on purchases. Number 3, buy fewer, better quality things. This is a tough one for me. Y'all, many times in an effort to be frugal or be the best steward that I can be, that's the excuse I give. I will buy the cheapest, maybe not the best quality thing. Anybody guilty of that? And then what happens? About 3 or 4 months down the road, that thing breaks, and then I got to go buy another one. And then I find myself in this more expensive, vicious cycle than if I would have just realized I can live without it for just a little bit longer and I can get the quality, better item that I actually need. Number 4, get into the habit of giving things away. What did Jesus say? He said, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And maybe practice this while decluttering, right? Instead of selling things, bless somebody. Give some things away. Let me tell y'all, we have some incredible nonprofits in this area that could use more things. Even in this house, we've got a ministry called Bloom Beyond. It's our foster and adoption care ministry that resources families as they take kids in, foster families that need things, goods, supplies. Maybe bless somebody with it. Give generously, and do it again, and do it again, and do it regularly. Build a habit of being a generous person, and watch what God does in and through your heart. Number 5, live by a budget. And let me tell someone today that a budget is something far greater and far more useful than just a tool to stay out of debt. Comer gives a definition of a budget like this. He says, a budget is to money what a schedule is to your time. It's a way to make sure that what you've been blessed with is going to the right places. It's being stewarded well. And there's so many resources that can help you construct a budget if you've never done it before. But here's the thing. If you even have trouble finding those, you can scan the QR code on the seat back in front of you. We want to help resource you. I would love to get some budget templates in your hands to help you start living. You will truly live a less stressful life when you live by a budget. And here's the other cool thing about it. It's a great litmus test for purchasing something. Is it in the budget? Nope. Don't buy it. End of story. It's that easy. Live by a budget. Number 6, recognize advertising for what it is and don't give in to the lie. Don't let advertising tell you or talk you into believing that something can do something or promise something that it really can't. Y'all, that Lincoln car is not going to give you Matthew McConaughey's accent, his hair, or his abs. I drive an old Lincoln, and I'm still waiting, all right? Just tell somebody today, it's still going to be the same you driving that car. Don't give in to the hype of advertising. Take it for what it is. And lastly, enjoy the blessings you've already been blessed with. Build contentment. God hit me really hard with a question in my spirit as I was writing this. And I want you to pay close attention as I read this. But this is what he hit me with. He said, is it possible that our society's need for newer, better has watered down our gratitude for what God's already blessed us with? Think about that. The house that we live in, the car that we drive, the food that we have, the job that we have, that was our prayer at one point. And God, if you'll just give me this. But now, I need a new fill in the blank. I need a new house. I need a new car. I need a new job. I need a new, is it watered down? This need for newer, bigger, better, has it watered down our gratitude? For God, you've already come through in such powerful ways. Has it watered down? Something to keep a pulse on in your life. I can't give you that answer. That's between you and God. But something to truly think about. Has it watered down the gratitude in your life? So live with simplicity. Live with simplicity. So in this series, we've identified 4 spiritual rhythms that'll help us slow down. If we slow down, if we live with silence and solitude, if we take a Sabbath, and if we live with simplicity, these rhythms that Jesus gave us, that if we adopt these, if we start living with these actions, it will provide us a life with true rest. It will provide us a life where we can be present. I mean, like really present. Like present with God, present with our spouse, present with our friends, our families, our kids. An unhurried life. I don't know about y'all, but I want that kind of life. I want that kind of life. And the only way we get that is through Jesus. It's through his rhythms. And he gives us an incredible promise. In Matthew chapter 11, Jesus says this. He says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you what? One more time, he will give us what? Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I don't know what you came in here carrying, but if you feel weary, if you feel burdened, other translations say if you feel tired, if you feel burned out, he's saying, come to me. I got what you need. Come to me and I'll give you rest. Listen to Eugene Peterson's paraphrase of this. He says, are you tired? Are you worn out? Are you burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. And I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn how to live freely and lightly. That's the kind of life I want. Freely and lightly. Are you tired? Jesus says, come to me. Are you burned out? Jesus says, come to me. Are you weary? Are you burdened? Whatever you're carrying, Jesus says, come to me. He said, I'll show you the unforced rhythms. And guess what those unforced rhythms are? Exactly what we have been going over the last few weeks. If we adopt the rhythms of Jesus, man, we'll start walking in the life that he wants us to live.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring-a-ding that bell so you never miss a video or a live stream, and give this a share to one of your friends. And remember, we go live every single Sunday. Till next time, pray God's peace.